I'm considering divorcing my wife because of her weight, but it's not what you think. Her life was on the line, and I had to make a drastic choice, plus one update. I am 32 male, considering leaving my wife, who is 30 female, because of her weight. Alright, before I get called an asshole, let me explain. I love my wife. I think she is incredibly beautiful, and even more so after she gave birth to our son 3 years ago. The problem is that she put on a good amount of baby weight and never lost it. She instead started to gain more weight and was overall pretty depressed. I initially assumed it was postpartum depression and suggested she go to therapy for it. She went to therapy and got some antidepressants. It took her a while to find the right ones, and she has been fine mentally since she found them. Physically is a different story, however. She has continued, over the past 3 years, to gain weight. The problem is not anymore that I am not attracted to her, but that she will die if she continues to gain weight. She is currently 5 feet 2 inches, about 260 pounds, with a body mass index close to 50. I do not know what I can do. I feel like I have tried everything. I have asked her to go to the gym with me, go on a diet with me, not buy fast food, and have some active hobbies. She has turned down every single one of these ideas. I feel like I do not have any choice but to give her an ultimatum. Either she genuinely tries to lose the weight, or I leave. I cannot watch the woman I love, and mother of my child, slowly kill herself. I do not want to be the person who gives an ultimatum, but I see no other choice. I guess I just wanted to ask if I am being an asshole, or if there is any other way I could go about this. For everyone in the comments telling me you can be overweight and healthy, you are right. But no, you cannot be obese and healthy, at least not long term. Heart disease runs in my wife's family, and while your weight might not affect you, being overweight is directly linked to heart disease. I understand weight loss is not easy. I used to be overweight. But my concern is not that she is not the same way she looked when we got together. It is that she may not live to see our son become a teenager. Update. So, I made a post about 5 months ago because I was getting past the point of no return with my wife's weight. Now, as expected, I got called an asshole and a dickhead, and every other name under the sun, for even mentioning it. But I also got some really good feedback, and decided, before I made any real decision, I would sit her down and let her know how I was truly feeling. Because at that point, we had had multiple conversations addressing it, but none of them led anywhere. So, after we put my son to sleep, I asked my wife if we could talk for a moment in the kitchen. Now, I am not going to lie, the conversation was probably the hardest one I have ever had. Because despite what everyone believed, I do love my wife. Now, I do not want to get into every detail, but the basis of the conversation was that I needed her to at least try and be healthier. I also think she needed to hear how serious I was about this, and when I told her I was even thinking about separating, I think it really put the nail in the coffin. It has been about 5 months since then, and I am proud to say my wife, who is 31 female, has lost 35 pounds. I am so proud of her. It is incredibly ridiculous. The first month was an incredibly big hurdle, but now she is going steady and losing weight at a healthy, moderate rate. Recently, she even started to exercise with me. In the morning, I usually jog, but since her knees are somewhat shot, 3 days a week we go walk a mile or two together and either talk or just listen to music together. I know it sounds corny to say, but she even seems happier, and her confidence is coming back as well. Well, this was my little update, and I wanted to finish it by thanking anyone who actually gave me advice on my first post.